Chosen one, if you are here right now, know that this is not a coincidence. You have been guided to this moment, to this very message, because your life is about to change in ways you cannot yet comprehend. This is your divine awakening, your moment of transformation, and God is calling you to step into the blessings that have been prepared for you. You have waited, you have prayed, and you have endured the trials of life. But the time of waiting is over. Tonight marks the beginning of a powerful shift, a breakthrough that will elevate you into a new dimension of spiritual growth, abundance, and peace. But to receive what has already been set in motion for you, you must be ready. You must prepare your heart, your mind, and your soul to receive the miraculous shift that is coming your way. Before we go any further, take a moment to acknowledge this truth. Hit the like button to activate this message in your life. Subscribe so that you never miss another divine revelation. And type 777 in the comments. Because this number is a sign of completion. A confirmation that what was once delayed is now coming to pass. If you are truly chosen, you will watch this video until the end. Because your spirit already knows. This message is for you. Tonight, the chains that have bound you for so long are breaking. The weight of your past, the struggles that have drained you, and the burdens that have held you back are being lifted. The Lord is doing something powerful in your life. And you are about to witness His divine hand moving in ways you never imagined. You have been tested, but now comes the reward. You have walked through the fire, but now comes the elevation. The enemy tried to stop you, tried to wear you down, tried to convince you that you were not worthy of God's favor. But hear this, no force in this world can block what God has already written for your life. Isaiah chapter 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." And tonight, that promise is unfolding before your very eyes. Are you ready to step into your divine calling? Are you ready to embrace the new season that is being prepared for you? Because this is not just another night. This is the moment that everything changes. God has been preparing you for this shift. Every delay, every setback, and every hardship you faced was not meant to break you. It was meant to strengthen you. The waiting season was never about punishment, it was about preparation. He needed you to be ready, to be strong enough, to have the faith required to walk into this new reality with confidence. The time is now. The waiting is over. God has declared that this is your season of elevation, and nothing can stop it. But understand this, elevation requires separation. There are things, people, and mindsets that cannot go with you into this next season. There are relationships that must be left behind, habits that must be broken, and old wounds that must be healed. God is calling you higher. And that means releasing everything that has kept you bound to the past. You cannot hold on to old pain and expect new blessings. You cannot cling to past disappointments and expect fresh opportunities. The Lord is saying, "Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" Isaiah chapter 43:1-9. This is your moment to let go, to release the bitterness, the resentment, and the unforgiveness that has been weighing down your spirit. You have carried the burden long enough. Now it is time to lay it at the feet of the Lord and walk in the freedom that has been promised to you. Forgiveness is not about excusing the wrongs done to you. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of the past. The enemy wants you to stay trapped in anger and pain because he knows that as long as you hold on to those things, you will never be able to fully step into your divine destiny. But tonight, you break free. Tonight, you step into a new level of spiritual clarity and divine favor. The presence of the Lord is surrounding you, and His power is flowing through your life. You may not see it yet, but in the spiritual realm, things are shifting. Doors that were once closed are opening. Opportunities that were blocked are now being released. This is your confirmation, the financial breakthrough, the relationship restoration, the healing you have been praying for. It is already in motion. The enemy wants you to doubt, wants you to give up, wants you to believe that nothing is changing. But hear this. Your faith is the key that unlocks the promise. Do not let fear rob you of what God is trying to give you. Do not allow doubt to steal your breakthrough. James chapter 1:6 tells us, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. Because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." This is your time to stand firm, to declare with boldness that you are ready to receive everything that God has for you. You have been overlooked. You have been misunderstood. You have been counted out. But God is about to set you apart. The same people who doubted you, who mocked your dreams, Who dismissed your potential? They are about to watch as the Lord elevates you beyond their expectations. You will rise, not because of your own strength, but because God's favor is upon you. Psalm chapter 75, 6-7 says, "For promotion comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but God is the judge. He puts down one and sets up another." This is your season of divine promotion. But you must be ready to walk in it. You cannot receive new blessings with an old mindset. You cannot enter a new season while still living in the past. It is time to renew your mind, to align your spirit with God's will, and to embrace the transformation that is taking place. God is shifting your atmosphere. The energy around you is changing. Your spirit is being refined, purified, and strengthened for what is coming. And those who are not meant to go with you will begin to fade away. Do not be afraid when people start leaving your life. Do not mourn the relationships that end. God is making room for better. You are chosen. That means you are set apart. That means you cannot fit into the mold of the world. That means you are called to a higher standard. And with that calling comes the responsibility to walk in obedience, to trust in God's timing, and to remain steadfast in your faith. Your breakthrough is not just about you. It is about the generations that will come after you. It is about breaking cycles, shifting legacies, and creating a foundation of faith for those who will follow. You are the one God has chosen to break the chains in your bloodline. You are the one He is using to bring restoration, healing, and prosperity into your family. This is bigger than you. So do not take this moment lightly. Do not let distractions pull you away from what God is doing. Focus, align yourself with His will, and step boldly into your divine destiny. The time is now. The shift is happening. The breakthrough is here. Chosen one, are you ready? Then declare it in the comments. Type 777 to confirm that you are stepping into this new season. Type, "I receive it," to declare that you are ready for the transformation. And if you believe this message was meant for you, share it with someone else who needs to hear it. This is not just a message. This is a divine appointment. God is moving, and you are about to step into everything He has promised. Chosen one, your life is shifting in ways you cannot yet see. But in the spiritual realm, the change has already begun. There is a reason you have felt a stirring deep within your soul. A sense that something is coming. Something that your spirit has been preparing for. This is not just another phase in your journey. This is the elevation you have been waiting for. You have always known that you were different. The world has tried to make you doubt it, to silence the voice within you that whispers of a higher calling. But that whisper is growing louder. The discomfort you have been feeling, the unrest, the tension, it is not a sign of defeat. It is the birth pains of transformation. Every moment of struggle, every tear, every setback was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you, to strip away what no longer serves you, and to prepare you for the magnitude of what is to come. God does not waste pain. He does not allow suffering without purpose. The fire you have walked through was never to burn you. It was to purify you. Like gold in the furnace, you are being refined, strengthened, and prepared to shine in ways you never imagined. This is your season of breakthrough. There have been moments where you questioned if you would make it. You have carried burdens so heavy that no one else could see. You have smiled through the pain, walked through storms, and held on even when everything in you wanted to give up. But now, the weight is lifting. You are stepping into a place where the suffering of your past will not follow you. What once held you captive is losing its grip. The battles that drained you are coming to an end. And what is ahead of you is greater than anything behind you. God has seen every tear you have cried in secret. He has heard every whispered prayer, even the ones you thought went unanswered. But they were not ignored. They were stored, gathered like seeds planted in faith. And now, the harvest is coming. This is the season where everything begins to align. You have been hidden for a reason. While others moved ahead, while others were seen and celebrated, you remained unseen. You have watched others receive their breakthroughs while you waited in the shadows. It was not punishment. It was preparation. You were being protected from the things that would have destroyed you had you received your blessing too soon. You were being equipped with wisdom, with discernment, with resilience. The delay was never denial. It was divine strategy. And now, the door that once seemed closed is about to open. Do you feel it? That subtle shift in the atmosphere? The weight of something new pressing against your spirit? That is confirmation. That is the divine hand of God moving, shifting, aligning every detail in your favor. The people who doubted you, who dismissed you, who left you behind, they are about to witness the power of God in your life. Not as a display of vengeance, but as a testament to His faithfulness. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were simply being prepared for a greater stage, a greater purpose, a greater impact than you ever imagined. Your elevation is not for you alone. This is bigger than you. What God is doing in your life is not just about personal breakthrough. It is about legacy. You are breaking generational cycles. You are shifting the trajectory of your bloodline. The blessings that are coming to you will not stop with you. They will overflow into the lives of those connected to you. The prayers of those who came before you, the ones who cried out for deliverance, for freedom, for a new path, those prayers are being answered through you. You are the fulfillment of a promise spoken generations ago. You are the chosen one in your lineage, the one called to break chains, to restore, to rebuild. But with great calling comes great responsibility. You cannot walk into this new season carrying old baggage. You cannot enter this elevation with the same mindset that once kept you bound. The weight you have carried, the fear, the doubt, the pain, it must be left behind. Forgiveness is not an option, it is a necessity. You cannot receive new blessings with a heart still burdened by past wounds. The people who hurt you, who betrayed you, who spoke against you, they were part of your process, not your future. Holding on to resentment only binds you to the very things you are meant to be free from. Let it go. Release the anger, the disappointment, the need for closure. Your destiny is too great to be weighed down by things that no longer serve you. God is calling you higher. He is removing distractions, stripping away anything that hinders your growth. Some doors are closing, not as a punishment, but as protection. Some people are leaving, not because you are unworthy, but because they cannot go where you are going. You must trust the process. When the shift happens, it will happen suddenly. What took years to build will seem to manifest overnight. The acceleration will be supernatural. Doors will open that you never knocked on. Opportunities will find you without you chasing them. The favor on your life will be undeniable. But you must be prepared. There is no more time for hesitation. No more time for second-guessing your worth. The anointing on your life is real. The calling on your life is divine. And the time to step into it is now. The discomfort you feel is not a sign to retreat. It is a sign to rise. The opposition you have faced was never a sign that you were on the wrong path. It was proof that you are walking in purpose. The enemy does not attack what is not a threat. The pressure, the resistance, the warfare, it was all confirmation that you are carrying something powerful, something sacred, something meant to shift the world around you. And now, it is time to release it. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something new. Something greater than anything you have imagined. The best is not behind you. It is ahead of you. Walk boldly into this new season. Walk with confidence, with faith, with the certainty that what is coming is far greater than anything that has been lost. You are chosen. You are called. And now, you are rising. Let nothing hold you back. The shift has already begun. Step into it. You have been waiting for this moment your entire life. The signs have been all around you. Small confirmations, quiet whispers in your spirit. Moments of divine alignment that you could not ignore. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every delay was leading you to this exact point in time. You are standing at the threshold of something far greater than anything you have ever experienced before. This is your divine calling. For years, you have felt like you were on the outside looking in, as if you were set apart but not fully understanding why. The world tried to mold you, tried to make you conform, tried to make you believe that your uniqueness was a burden rather than a gift. But deep down, you knew, you were never meant to fit in. Chosen one, you were meant to stand out. The people around you may not have understood you. Some doubted you, some walked away, and some even tried to break you. But they did not realize that everything they did to bring you down was only making you stronger. Every attack was sharpening you. Every betrayal was positioning you. Every rejection was God's way of redirecting you to something far greater than what you were holding on to. And now, the transformation is here. There is no more waiting. There is no more preparing. The season of delay is over. You have been stretched, tested, and refined. Now, the doors that once seemed permanently shut are swinging open. The very opportunities you thought you had lost are coming back to you in greater measure. What was stolen from you is being restored. What was delayed is being accelerated. What was broken is being made whole. This is your moment of divine reversal. Where there was lack, abundance is coming. Where there was sorrow, joy is replacing it. Where there was uncertainty, clarity is emerging. Where there was struggle, supernatural ease is taking over. God has seen your labor, your faith, your perseverance, and now, the season of reaping has arrived. You did not go through all that suffering in vain. You did not endure all that pain for no reason. There was purpose in your process. The trials, the tests, the loneliness, it was all necessary. Because what is coming for you is too great for you to carry anything that is not meant to be part of your next season. Some people were removed from your life. Not because they were bad, but because their presence would have limited what God is about to do in you. Some situations had to fall apart because they were too small for the vision God has placed inside of you. You have outgrown old mindsets, old environments, old relationships. What's ahead of you is bigger, greater, and far beyond what you expected. The pain of the past was preparing you for this next level. The enemy tried to break you. He tried to make you believe that you were forgotten. He tried to plant seeds of doubt, fear, and discouragement in your mind. But what he did not realize is that he was only pushing you closer to your breakthrough. What the enemy meant for harm, God is turning for your good. Genesis chapter 50:2. Every attack against you only made you stronger. Every closed door only pushed you closer to the right one. Every moment of darkness was leading you to the greatest revelation of your life. And now, the shift is happening. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you is changing. The energy is different. The burdens are lifting. The weight is being removed from your shoulders. What once felt impossible is now unfolding right before your eyes. The old version of you is gone. The one who doubted. The one who second-guessed. The one who settled for less than what they deserved. That person no longer exists. Now, you walk in authority. Now, you move with confidence. Now, you understand that you were never just ordinary. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd. You were always chosen. This is why you never felt fully comfortable in spaces that others seemed to thrive in. This is why you always longed for more. Why you could never settle. Why something inside of you was always searching for something deeper. It was because God placed a unique calling on your life. And now, that calling is being activated. Doors are opening. Resources are aligning. Divine connections are being made. Opportunities are coming that you never even prayed for. Because God is about to exceed your expectations. Now to Him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. Ephesians chapter 3:2. This is not just about receiving blessings. This is about walking in your divine assignment. Everything you have been through has prepared you for this. The heartbreaks, the betrayals, the silent seasons where you felt like nothing was moving. All of it was necessary. Because you are being positioned for something that is bigger than you. God is trusting you with a new level of influence, of wisdom, of revelation. And that is why He had to take you through the wilderness first. The wilderness was never punishment. It was training. It was preparation. It was the process of refinement, of stripping away everything that was not aligned with your divine purpose. Now, the training season is over. The wilderness season is ending. And the promised land is before you. But remember this, not everyone will understand your elevation. Some people will question how you got here. Some will try to remind you of who you used to be. Some will resent your growth, your transformation, your success. But do not let their words shake you. Do not let their doubt make you shrink back. You do not need their approval. You were not chosen by people. You were chosen by God. This next season is going to reveal who is truly for you. Because when God elevates you, some will celebrate, but others will reveal their true colors. Some will try to hold on to the old version of you. Some will resist your growth. Some will try to pull you back into the patterns that God has already freed you from. But this time, you will not go back. The things that used to trigger you will no longer have power over you. The people who once had access to you will no longer be able to reach you. The distractions that used to consume you will no longer take your focus. Because you have stepped into something new. Your mind is shifting. Your heart is healing. Your spirit is rising. You are no longer walking in survival mode. You are walking in divine purpose. What's coming is better than what's been. The season of barely getting by is over. The season of feeling stuck is over. The season of wondering when it will be your time is over. Now, it is time to step fully into the calling on your life. to move in boldness, to speak with authority, to trust that what God has placed inside of you is powerful. This is your moment. The shift has already begun. Step into it. You are standing in the presence of something greater than you have ever known. There is no turning back. The old ways, the old struggles, the old limitations, they no longer define you. You have been chosen, set apart, and positioned for such a time as this. Everything you have endured was leading you to this moment. The pain was not in vain. The betrayals, the setbacks, the silent seasons, they were never signs that you were forgotten. They were proof that God was working, orchestrating something far beyond what you could see. But now, the veil is being lifted. The doors that once seemed impossible to open are not just unlocking, they are being thrown wide open. The time has come for you to step into your divine inheritance. For so long, you have watched others walk into their blessings, wondering when it would be your turn. You have clapped for others, supported them, prayed for them, all while feeling as if your own breakthrough was endlessly delayed. But God was never ignoring you. He was preparing you, because what He has for you is bigger than what you expected. You thought you were waiting for a single breakthrough, but God is releasing overflow. You thought you were waiting for one answered prayer, but God is about to answer in ways that will leave you speechless. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human mind has conceived the things God has prepared for those who love Him. 1 Corinthians chapter 2:9. This is the season where everything aligns. The connections, the resources, the opportunities, they are coming together effortlessly. Not because you forced them, not because you chased them, but because they were always a part of your destiny. Everything you have lost, everything that was taken from you, everything you thought was a setback, God is restoring it in full. The delay was never a punishment. It was divine strategy. Had He given it to you before you were ready, you might have mishandled it. Had He opened the doors before you were prepared, you might have walked through them with the wrong people by your side. But now, you are stronger, wiser, ready. You have been purified in the fire. You have been strengthened through the storm. You have been positioned for greatness. And no one, not the enemy, not your past, not even your own doubts, can stop what God is about to release into your life. Do you feel it? The shift is not coming. It has already begun. Your thoughts are shifting. Your mindset is expanding. Your faith is increasing. Your spirit is aligning with the divine timing of God. The doors that once felt impossible to open are being unlocked with supernatural ease. The favor that once seemed out of reach is now surrounding you. The struggles that once felt endless are losing their power over you. You are not the same person you used to be. You are no longer defined by your past. You are no longer bound by your mistakes. You are no longer carrying the weight of things that were never yours to hold. You are free. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. John chapter 8, 3-6. This is the season where you walk boldly in your purpose. No more questioning if you are qualified. No more doubting if you are ready. No more shrinking back because of fear. God has already qualified you. He has already declared you ready. You are stepping into rooms that your past could never have imagined. You are speaking words that will shift atmospheres. You are moving with confidence, knowing that God Himself is leading you. You were never meant to live an average life. You were called to influence, to inspire, to transform. That is why you have always felt different. That is why you have never been able to settle. That is why every time you tried to blend in, something inside you resisted, because you were born to stand out. This is the season where you finally understand who you are. Not what the world says you are. Not what your past mistakes tried to define you as. Not what your fears whispered in your ear. Who God says you are. You are a chosen vessel. You are a child of the Most High. You are walking in divine favor. And nothing can take that away from you. The enemy tried to convince you otherwise. He tried to plant seeds of doubt. He tried to make you question your worth. He tried to use your past against you. But what he didn't realize is that everything he threw against you was only making you stronger. What was meant to break you actually built you. What was meant to silence you actually gave you a greater voice. What was meant to destroy you actually positioned you for greater. God turned it all around. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Genesis chapter 50, 2:0. And now, you rise. Now, you step into the promise. Now, you walk in authority. Everything is shifting in your favor. People who once overlooked you will now see your worth. Opportunities that once passed you by will now seek you out. Doors that once seemed permanently shut will now swing wide open. Not because you forced it, because God ordained it. This is the moment when everything changes. The time for waiting is over. The time for wondering is over. The time for doubting is over. You are stepping into abundance, purpose, destiny, and there is no turning back. This is your time. The shift has already begun. Walk in it. You are no longer who you once were. The old version of you. The one who questioned, who hesitated, who carried the weight of fear and uncertainty. That person no longer exists. Something inside of you has shifted. The way you think, the way you move, the way you perceive what's possible. Everything is changing. The transformation is not coming. It is here. You have stepped into a new realm of faith, a new level of spiritual awareness, a new dimension of divine favor. This is not a temporary shift. This is a permanent elevation. Everything that once held you back no longer has power over you. The chains have broken. The fear has lifted. The doubt has dissolved. You have stepped into clarity. For so long, you wrestled with questions. You searched for answers. You tried to understand why certain things happened, why some doors never opened, why certain people left. But now, you see clearly. Now, you understand. Everything had to happen exactly as it did. The delays were not denials. The setbacks were not punishments. The obstacles were not roadblocks. They were all part of the divine blueprint. And now, that blueprint is unfolding before your very eyes. The struggles that once seemed unbearable? They were shaping you. The losses that once felt devastating? They were making room for something greater. The moments of loneliness? They were positioning you for divine intimacy with God. Every step of your journey was intentional. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Nothing was a mistake. Because you were never walking alone. God has been guiding you. Even when you didn't see it. He has been protecting you. Even when you felt abandoned. He has been preparing you. Even when you thought you were standing still. Now, the preparation is over. It is time to walk in the fullness of your calling. No more second guessing. No more waiting for permission. No more wondering if you are ready. You are ready. This is the moment you were created for. You are stepping into blessings that you did not have to chase. You are receiving favor that you did not have to fight for. You are walking into doors that you did not have to knock on. Because when God elevates you, no one can stop it. When God opens a door, no man can shut it. Revelation chapter 3:8. The time of struggling in the wilderness is over. This is the season of effortless alignment. The right people are finding you. The right opportunities are presenting themselves. The right blessings are unfolding without resistance. You are no longer forcing things to happen. Because now, things are happening for you. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth anymore. Because God's favor speaks louder than words. People who once overlooked you will be forced to recognize the anointing on your life. People who once doubted you will be left speechless by your transformation. People who once dismissed you will watch in awe as you rise. And it's not because of your strength. It's not because of your efforts. It's not because of your connections. It's because God's hand is on you. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. 1 Peter chapter 5:6. This is your due time. Everything is shifting. Your finances, your relationships, your opportunities. You are stepping into overflow. Not just enough, but more than enough. Not just survival, but abundance. Not just progress, but acceleration. Because God is redeeming the time you thought you lost. Every year you spent struggling. Redeemed. Every tear you cried in private. Redeemed. Every opportunity you thought had passed. Redeemed. The restoration is happening right now. What you thought was over is just beginning. The dreams you buried, the visions you abandoned, the promises you thought had expired, they're being resurrected. Because God's promises never expire. What He spoke over your life is still coming to pass. What He placed inside of you is still being fulfilled. What He started in you, He will finish. Being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians chapter 1:6. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you need to be. And everything is aligning in your favor. This is why you have felt different lately. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why you have been sensing a shift. Because the elevation is already happening. You no longer fit where you used to. You no longer desire what you once did. You no longer operate at the same level as before. Because you have outgrown the past. And what's ahead of you is far greater. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah chapter 43, 18-19. You have been chosen for something greater. Your influence is increasing. Your reach is expanding. Your impact is deepening. People will be drawn to the light within you. Not because of who you are, but because of who God is through you. This is not just about personal success. This is about kingdom purpose. What God is doing in your life will not just bless you. It will bless everyone connected to you. It will shift generations after you. It will transform the lives of those around you. Because this is bigger than you. This is legacy. And you are stepping into it now. No hesitation. No looking back. No second guessing. This is your time. Walk in it. There is no more waiting. No more hesitation. No more questioning if this moment is truly meant for you. It is. Everything that has happened, every struggle, every victory, every moment of silence and every moment of revelation, has led you to this exact point in time. The shift is not coming. The shift is here. The moment your soul has been longing for. The breakthrough your spirit has been preparing for. The manifestation of everything that has been spoken over your life. It is unfolding now. You are no longer bound by the limitations of your past. You are no longer trapped by the fears that once held you back. You are no longer waiting for permission to step into your calling. Because God has already given you the authority. Behold, I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions. And over all the power of the enemy, nothing will harm you. Luke chapter 10, 1-9. Do you understand the power that has been placed inside of you? The enemy wanted you to doubt it. He wanted you to stay small, to stay hidden, to believe that you were not worthy of this calling. But he failed, because despite everything that came against you, you did not break. Despite every delay, you did not give up. Despite every reason to quit, you kept believing. And now, your faith is being rewarded. The doors that once seemed permanently shut are opening supernaturally. The opportunities you thought were lost forever are coming back multiplied. The people who walked away from you, who doubted you, who tried to diminish your light, they will watch as God elevates you in ways they never expected. Because this is your season of divine revelation. This is the moment when everything changes. Everything you once struggled for will now come with ease. Everything you once chased will now be drawn to you. Everything you once prayed for will now manifest before your eyes. And not because of luck. Not because of coincidence. Not because of anything man-made. But because God Himself has ordained it. For the Lord Almighty has purposed. And who can thwart Him? His hand is stretched out. And who can turn it back? Isaiah chapter 14, 2-7. There is nothing that can stop what is happening in your life. Not the enemy. Not the opinions of others. Not even your own doubts. Because God's word over your life is final. And when He says it is your time, it is your time. There is no force on earth or in the spiritual realm that can delay what He has already put into motion. You were not forgotten. You were not overlooked. You were being prepared. Because the level you are stepping into requires a version of you that is fully aligned. Fully surrendered. Fully aware of your authority. This is why you have felt the pull in your spirit. This is why you have felt a disconnect from your past. This is why certain things no longer satisfy you. Why certain relationships no longer align with you. Why certain environments now feel too small for you. Because you are outgrowing everything that is not meant for your destiny. You cannot take old mindsets into new blessings. You cannot take small thinking into a season of overflow. You cannot bring hesitation into a divine acceleration. So let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of the fear, the guilt, the weight of the past. You do not need to hold on to what God has already freed you from. The chains have already broken. The burden has already lifted. The way has already been cleared. Now, it is time for you to walk. Walk boldly. Walk confidently. Walk with the certainty that what is ahead of you is far greater than what is behind you. Because what is coming will not just bless you. It will redefine your entire existence. The way people see you will change. The way you see yourself will change. The way you walk through life will change. Because you are no longer the same. You are walking in divine authority. You are moving in supernatural favor. You are stepping into a life that you once thought was impossible. But with God, nothing is impossible. Jesus looked at them and said, "With man this is impossible. But with God all things are possible." Matthew chapter 19, 2-6. And now, you are living in the realm of God's possibilities. So do not shrink back. Do not doubt the power that is moving through your life. Do not question if you are truly ready. Because you are. You were born for this. You were prepared for this. You were chosen for this. Now, step into it. This is your moment. Not next year. Not next month. Not next week. Now. The transformation is here. The elevation is happening. The breakthrough is unfolding. Everything you have been waiting for is arriving right on time. This is the moment when your faith meets your destiny. And there is no turning back. The shift is complete. Now, walk into everything God has promised you. Your time has come.